Okay, moving on to 15.6, we're going to talk about the common logarithm and the natural logarithm. The common logarithm is a base 10 logarithm, and that's the base number system that we use. And then a number that often comes out in using logarithms is this number, Euler's number, which Euler's number is approximately 2.72. It's an irrational number. And so we have the natural logarithm is a logarithm with base of Euler's number 2.72 roughly. And we write that as ln x. So these are, you could write it this way, or more commonly, you would write it this way. Okay. So these are just calculator problems here. I put the answers down here. We're going to talk about them a little bit. But so when you look at this problem, you can do that right on your calculator, but what you're trying to essentially find here is you're trying to find 10 to what power is equal to 586. Okay. Now, if it said 10 to what power is 100, that would be easy to do. We'd say 10 to the second power, but this is not an easy problem to do in our head. But if we get this approximation here, we could put this approximation into our calculator to test that it's true. We could say, okay, let's put this in as the exponent here, and let's compute it. And what you would see is you would get about 586. We'd be a little bit off because of our rounding, okay? So remember, you can just punch this into your calculator, but it's a good idea to kind of think through the logic here. So this one, what are we thinking about? 10, because there's a 10 here. 10 to what power equals 0.082? I can't think of that, and what it does come out to be is this number here. So again, you could test it on your calculator. You could say, hey, let's take 10 and raise it to this power, and we'll get about this number, okay? So what's this problem asking? It's saying, hey, E, because that's log base E to what power is 179.6? Okay. Well, E to the approximately 5.19073. Okay. So you could take this value and put that in here and see if it checks out. Okay. So looking at D here, if you think about 10 to what power equals negative 17.6, well, there's no number that we can put in here that will make this true, so it's undefined. Okay. And then looking at this one, you might get familiar with this one and be able to do this one in your head quickly, but you think about E to what power equals 1, okay? And so it's E to the 0 power. But you could just punch this into your calculator and you'll see that you get 0, okay? So practice using your calculator, but don't forget about the logic also. Great, we'll move on to a few more problems.